Beowulf. O King Rosgar built for himself a great hall covered with gold. It was bigger than any hall man had heard of. And there his Rosgar sat on his throne to share with the man the good things God had given him. The band of brave warriors gathered round him, all living together in peace and joy. And there came a wicked monster, Grendel, out of the moors. He snuck across the fence in the thick darkness and entered the hall. There, Grendel saw the warriors sleeping after battle. The hideous fence seized 30 of them in their sleep. He gave yells of joy and sped across the moors as quick as lightning to reach home with his prey. When the remaining warriors awoke, they themselves sat a great cry of sorrow, while the old king himself sat speechless with grief. None could do battle with the monster. He was too strong. With 12 long years, Grendel warred against Rhaegar, like a dark shadow of death. He prowled around the hall and lay in wait for Rhaegar's men too, on the misty moors. Now there lived in far-off land a young warrior called Beowulf, who had a strength of 30 men. He heard the wicked deeds of Grendel and the sorrow of good King Rhaegar. So he had a strong ship made ready and with 14 friends set sail to visit Rhaegar as he was in need of help. They took a ship across the swelling ocean until they saw a shining white cliff before them. They made fast their ship and set out for the Golden Hall. A guard on the coast saw them from a tower and set off riding to the shore, armed with a huge spear. "Who are you?" he cried. "Bearing weapons and openly landing here? I must know where you come from before you make a step forward." Beowulf answered, and they came as friends to Red Hero's Scar and his wicked enemy Grendel. And all that he guard led them to the king's hall. When they saw the Golden Hall, "Here I welcome you." "Yeah, O king," said Beowulf. "To fight against Grendel have I come. I know that the terrible monster does not use weapons, and therefore I shall use neither sword, nor shield, nor buckler. Hand to hand I will fight the foe, and death shall come to whomever God wills." And Rhaegar loved the use of his noble words, and invited Beowulf and his men to sit, that they might merrily share the feast. A queen, in cloth of gold, brought a jeweled cup of mead to the king and to Beowulf, full of pride and high purpose. The youth drank from a splendid cup and vowed he would conquer the enemy or die. When the sun sank in the west, all the guests arose. The king commanded Beowulf to guard on watch for foe. "Not a wish of yours shall be left unfulfilled, and you perform this mighty deed," he said. Then Beowulf lay down to rest in the hall, putting on his coat of mail, helmet, and sword. Through a dim light, Grendel came, also in darkness, all but one, as was ring open. At first touch, the monster gave it. His eyes gleamed as he saw a troop of kinsmen lying together asleep. He seized the sleeping warrior in a moment, had crunched his bones. They stretched his hand to seize Beowulf on his bed. Beowulf quickly grabbed his arm. He wrestled him using all his might, till the fingers cracked as they would burst. Never Grendel felt such a grip. He had a mind to go, but could not. He roared as up and down the rage, with Beowulf holding him fast. The benches got overturned and timbers of the hall cracked. The beautiful hall, all but cracked, ran down on every side. Beowulf's men seized their weapons to hack ran down on every side, but no blade could touch him. Still Beowulf held him by the arm. The French shoulders split apart, and he fled, wounded to death, leaving hand, arm, and shoulder in Beowulf's grasp. Over the moors into the darkness, he sped as best he might, leaving Beowulf the victor. In the morning, the king stood on terrace. I have had much woe, he said, but this lad, through God's might, have done a deed that we, with all our wisdom, could not do. Now I will hardly love you, Beowulf, as if you were my son. You shall want for nothing in this world, and your fame shall live forever. The hall was cleansed, the walls hung anew with cloths of gold. A merry feast was held. The king gave banner, helmet, and mailcoat to Beowulf, and more wonderful than all was the famous sword handed down to him through the ages. To each of Beowulf's men he gave rich gifts. The queen also gave gifts to Beowulf, mantle and bracelets and collar of gold. Rain was the joy of all till evening came. Beowulf, like king, had his own room that night to sleep in. The warriors lay down in the hall, all their hands and shut their shields, and laid their helmets in their mailcoats. Each slept ready in an instant to do battle with his lord. As they sank to rest, little dreaming what deep sorrow was fallen on them. Grendel the monster was dead, but Grendel's mother still lived. Furious at the death of her son, she crept to the great hall and made her way in. She grabbed Earl, the king's dearest friend, and crushed him in his sleep. With his sleep up, swords in hands, the Grendel's mother escaped. The aged king felt bitter grief when he heard that his dearest friend was slain. He sent for Beowulf. We have fresh grief this morning, said the soaring king. My dearest friend is dead. Another monster has come to avenge Grendel's death. She lives in a fearful spot, a land of bogs and windy cliffs. A waterfall plunges into the blackness below, and twisted trees with narrow roots overhang it, and an earthy fire is seen gleaming there night after night. You are our only help. Dare you enter this horrible haunt? Beowulf answered quickly. Sorrow not, O king. Rouse yourself, and let us track the monster. Each of us must look for death, and he who has a chance shall do mighty deeds before it comes. I promise you, Grendel's kin shall not escape me. And if she had the depths of the earth or of the ocean. The king sprang up gladly, and Beowulf and his friends set out. They passed stony banks and narrow gullies, the haunts of goblins. Suddenly they saw a clump of gloomy trees overhanging a dreary pool. A shudder ran through them for blood, for the pool was blood red. Beowulf made him brave for the fight. He covered his body with armor. His sword was a wonderful treasure with an edge of iron. He had never found anyone who had needed it in battle. Be like a father to my man, if I perish, said Beowulf to his hero's guard. And send rich gifts you have given me to my king. Either I will win fame, or death shall take me. He plunged headfirst into the pool. It took nearly the whole day before he spied the bottom. Then his mother, Trodian, met him. For 100 years she had lived in those depths. She made a grab and then caught him, but his comb had saved from her horrible fingers. Still, she clutched him tight and took him to the bottom of the lake. He had no power to use his weapons, though he was courage enough. Then he saw that he was in a vast hall where there was no water, but in a strange, unearthly glow of firelight. And once the fight began, but the sword would not bite. It felt his master in the head. Beowulf threw it away in anger, trusting to strike with his hands. He seized the monster by the shoulder and brought her down. Quickly she recovered and closed on him. He staggered and fell, worn out. She pinned him, drew a knife, and took his life. His good mail coat turned the point. He stood up and saw among the armor of war an old sword of huge size, the handiwork of giants. He seized it and swung it all his might so that Trodiam gave up her life. Beowulf searched the vast chamber and found Grendel lying there dead. He cut his head as a trophy for King Hrothgar. Now those men were seated in the banks. Upon watching with Hrothgar saw the water was tinged with blood. Then the old men spoke together of brave Beowulf, saying they feared that he would never see him again. The day was fading fast, so they and the king went homeward. Beowulf's men stayed on, sick at heart, gazing at the pool. They longed but did not expect to see their leader. Under the depths, Beowulf was making his way to them. The magic sword melted in his hand like snow in sunshine. So venomous was the blood of Fenrir slain. He brought nothing more with him than the hilt and Grendel's head. Up he rose through the waters. So he came to land, bravely swimming to spoils. His men saw him and thanked God and ran to free him of his armor. They rejoiced to get sight of him, sound and whole. Now they marched gladly to town. It took 4 of them to carry Grendel's head. They entered the great hall, starting the king and queen with a fearful sight of Grendel's head as they sat at meat. Beowulf handed the magic hilt to Hrothgar, who saw it was the work of giants of old. He praised Beowulf for his courage and said that he loved him as his son. Many, many treasures, he said, must pass from me to you tomorrow. But now rest and feast. Gladly, Beowulf sat down to the banquet. As well he liked a total rest. When the day dawned, he said farewell to the king with noble words, promising to help him when in need. The guard of coast, so the gallant warriors coming, welcomed them and led them to the ship. The wind whistled in the sails, and the pleasant humming sound was heard as the good ship sped on her way. So Beowulf returned home, having done mighty deeds and gained great honor. In due time, Beowulf himself became king, as well as he governed the land for 50 years. Then trouble came. A servant, fleeing his master's harsh and unfair treatment, stumbled by an evil chance into the den of a dragon. He carried off a golden cup and was part of the dragon's treasure hoard, and the dragon had been sleeping. Now he awoke. At once he noticed the cup was missing. He was well sent to the man who had stolen his treasure. When the sun sank, ran as well. He set forth, burning all the cheerful homes of men. His rage was felt far and wide. Before dawn, he shot back at his dark home. Now Beowulf heard that his own home had burned to the ground. It was great grief to him. His breast heaved with anger. He means to rid his country of the dragon, and to fight single-handedly. He could have thought it shame to seek the rank in a large band. He who as a lad had killed Grendel and his kin. He ordered his men to wait for him on the mountainside. They were to see which of the two would come out alive of the fight. Beowulf went to the entrance of the dragon's den. He gave a great shout, and the dragon answered with a hot breath of flames. Beowulf, with sword drawn, raised his shield when the burning dragon came headlong upon him. A briefly shield barely saved him. He swung his sword to strike a horrible monster, but his edge did not bite. Sparks flew around it on every side. He saw that the end of his days had come. His men crept away to the woods to save their lives. One and one only, Wiglaf, by name, ran through smoke of flame to his lord. A dragon came on fury in the moment the flames destroyed Wiglaf's shield. But he stepped under shelter of Beowulf as his own fell in ashes about him. A king remembered strength of old. He swung a sword with such force it stuck in the monster's head, while splinters flew all around. Now for a third time the dragon rushed upon him, seized him by the neck with his poisonous fangs. Wiglaf, with no thought of himself, rushed forward. Till he was scorched with flames, they struck the dragon lower down till Beowulf was stunned. His sword entered the dragon's body, and from that moment the fire began to cease. The king, recovering his senses, drew his knife and ended the monster's life. So these two together destroyed the enemy of the people. To Beowulf, that was the greatest moment of his life, and he saw his work completed. The wound the dragon had given him began to burn as well, for the poison had entered it. He knew that the tale of his days was told. He looked gently and loosed his helmet and brought him water. Beowulf said, I have ruled this people 50 years, and no king has dared attack them. I have held my own with justice, and no friend has lost his life through me. Though I am sick with deadly wounds, I have come forth in this. Now go quickly, beloved Wiglaf. Show me the ancient wealth that I have won for my people, the gold and brilliant gems, that I may then happily give up my life. Wiglaf quickly entered the dragon's den at the bidding of his leader. On every side he saw golden jewels and choice vases, helmets and bracelets. Overhead hung a marvelous banner, all golden, gleaming with light. He filled his lap full of golden cups and platters, who also took the brilliant banner. He brought the treasures to Beowulf and laid them to the ground. I thank God, said the dying king, that I have been permitted to win this treasure for my people. Now they will have all that they need, but I cannot be any longer here. Tell my men to raise a tall mound on the headland overlooking the sea, and there place my ashes. In times to come, men shall call it Beowulf's Barrow, and it shall tower aloft to guide sailors over the stormy seas. The brave king took on his neck and his golden collar, removed his helmet and his coronet, and gave it to his true warrior Beowulf. Fate has swept all my kinsmen away, said he, and now I must follow them. That was his last word as the soul departed from his chest to join the company of just. Bye.